Jeremy Schaap, what is your barbecue style? One would want to know.
Style? I don't have a style. I mean, I just make a bunch of different stuff. I'm trying. It's a process. It's a hobby. I've got one of those big green eggs, like a cult. I hope somebody's listening from the company and I get some kind of a sponsorship. I post all this stuff on Instagram to all my dozens of followers of me on the egg, immersed in it. But it's fun. I like to cook. Rich doesn't cook, does he?
He makes great scrambled eggs. He makes delicious pancakes, and he makes me a drink at 5.
I'm skeptical. I don't see Rich really as having that kind of patience. And really it comes down to patience. And there's something innate. I mean, you can only go so far in terms of teaching someone how to cook or grill or barbecue. I think there has to be a kind of sixth sense for it. And I think I have that.
If anybody would have a sixth sense for grilling and cooking, I would imagine it would be you. We are looking at.
This is really a thrill. I mean, that was quite a way to welcome me into the show. Have I ever been on the show when you've been hosting before? I think this is. I wanted to do it for a long time. But I think this is the first time you're having me.
It's a hot ticket in town. I'm just saying, the list is long.
Exclusive, Jeremy.
Anybody can be on with Rich. This is a whole different level.
I try to bring Jeremy Schaap a whole different level when I guest host the Rich Eisen Show out of sheer fear that they won't let me come back. So I try to. I try to bring it with me.
You to do it.
We are looking at photographs of you, though. We, of course, doctored them and put on a chef's hat and a chef's smock. Curious for what recipe you could share with the Rich Eisen listeners that we can then post on social media. What is your go-to dish?
There are a lot of things that I like to do. The kind of thing, like if you're a beginner, I think it's really almost infallible. Is if you're doing, let's say, baby back ribs, the classic 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, no, 2, 2, 1.
No, you're right.
2, 2, 1 for baby back.
It's 3, 2, 1, Jeremy. You're right. You're on it. You got it.
No. St. Louis style is 3, 2, 1. The bigger ones. The baby back are 2, 2, 1. I think because 6 hours is too much for the baby backs. The St. Louis style. This is great radio, Suzy. Are the 3, 2, 1. So it's 2 hours of smoking. And then you take them off, and what I do is I wrap them in foil, and I pour in some, typically apple juice or beer, something like that. And then you wrap them in the foil, put them back on for 2 hours, get them really steamy, soft, and then you take it off, and you put some kind of, barbecue sauce, some kind of lacquer on it, and put them directly back on the grates for the final, 45 minutes to an hour. And you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. It doesn't take a lot of prep. You don't have to, marinate it overnight. You don't have to salt it overnight, anything like that. You just put on your rub. You got to peel off that membrane, which sometimes people forget to do. You don't have to, but I prefer to peel off the membrane.
It's an important step for sure. It's important.
It is, right? And you slather it with some mustard so the rub, has some way to adhere to it, and then you go, and you can't go wrong.
Jeremy, do you want to do a cooking show with me? Let's do a cooking show together. Wouldn't that be fun?
I've been trying to for years. I'd love to do a cooking show. I really would. Kind of a cultural food show. Yeah. We get to travel and eat all over the world. But doesn't everybody want to do that?
Wait a minute. Go with me here. You and I host it, right? And it's about the greatest food per sports town. So we go to all the different sports towns. We ask the fans to send us to the right restaurant. We then interview the chefs. I then screw up trying to make it, and you do it beautifully, and you give it historical perspective.
And I get to eat.
Yeah.
Because we've had a lot of meals together over the years. We spent a lot of time together. I don't think of you, and I say this with all due respect, as really an eater. I mean, you're pretty skinny. I mean, and
oh, Jeremy, I've never loved you more than I do right now.
How much did you pay Jeremy to say that?
What are you trying to say, Chris?
Be upset with me. I thought, I would have taken this as, I'm questioning your bona fides as a real eater, and you're from Boston originally. I'm from New York. It's more of a food town. I think of myself as really more of the person who focuses on the next meal as soon as you've just finished the last meal. And you like
that
food,
is true,
but you're kind of like okay about it. It's not an obsession with you, and maybe that's good to bring a different kind of perspective to it.
Well, because I can
somebody who's just mouth-watering all the time at the thought of the next meal.
Well, you know what I make really, really well? Reservations.
No, you've never cooked for me.
Reservations.
Yes.
But
I should have seen that coming.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.